Hey, everybody, it's Scott Steen with winnersandwhiners.com coming to you with the Hump Day edition of Today in Sports Betting. This is the NBA. And now Scott and I, we have our tails between our legs after last night's game. We had loaded up on the Lakers in various forms, and the Lakers in various forms sucked. So they're within one win of having Denver having a right where they want them, being down 3-1. So Scott, your thoughts after yesterday's game?
Well, we said various forms. You loaded up a bit more than I did. We both had one of the same plays, so I don't know how different our plays were. They seemed to involve the first half primarily. That didn't really work out. I was fine with the concept was perfect. What made perfect sense to me, as the Nuggets were awful in the first half of every game in the series, even the series prior against the Clippers, and the Lakers had been very good in the first half of the last decent amount of playoff games. I forgot the exact number, but at least 5 straight playoff games or so, they were just really good in the first half, and they came out completely flat.
Well, I'll tell you the numbers, Scott, because I had the not only I had the Lakers minus 3.5, but I had the Lakers team total over 56.5 in the first half. 2 times they have failed to hit that in the playoffs. They'd hit 53 and 55 one time. Actually, they hit 53, 55, and 56. So 3 times out of their 12 playoff games going into yesterday, they had failed to reach that 56.5 number. So, and I was talking to you right before the show. It's a weird thing. Even by losing, it kind of proved how good of a bet it was, because the Lakers looked absolutely dreadful in the first half and still were able to get within 3.5 points of their number. I will still play that bet each and every game for the Lakers until I'm proven otherwise. And they have definitely shown to be a first half team, but not yesterday. 9 turnovers combined with shooting about somewhere in the neighborhood of 20% from 3-point range for the first half.
It looked decently after a quarter, and then the second quarter started, and the Lakers just forgot how to play basketball, and the Nuggets immediately blew the game open.
Yeah, they were at.
It was tied after one, right?
No, they were down.
They were down 2. It was very close, so I wasn't worried about it.
Yeah, they were sitting at. I think they were at 27, 26.
Okay.
Yeah, 20. Yeah, one of those two. And yeah, they were. Yeah, you're like, you know what? We just need a couple of threes to go down in the second quarter. Denver to do their Denver thing, and we'll be fine. And that's not the way it happened. So.
Well, then you had the entire second half, which we both didn't have any action on, but
nope.
I know we both leaned to Denver on the full game. That was a no doubter right there. As people at Denver money line that were sweating like crazy down the stretch, because it's really amazing, because we already saw it once in the Celtics Heat series when the opposition breaks out a zone. Apparently, NBA players have never seen a zone before, because I don't know what Denver was doing for the first, I'd say, 6 minutes of the fourth quarter.
Oh man, it was. It makes you wonder why they don't do it earlier than that.
They probably will at some point in the next game. It just, I don't know what happened there. Denver for 6 minutes. It wasn't even like they were taking bad shots. They were turning the ball over on at least 80% of their possessions in the first 6 minutes of the quarter. It was actually insane to watch.
They looked a lot like the Lakers did in the first 6 minutes of the second quarter.
I can't even describe the Lakers, though. They looked like a random, really, really bad D1 team against West Virginia's press. Like, it was hideous. They were on pace for like 30-something turnovers just from the fourth quarter alone, because first 6 minutes, every possession they had was just, the Lakers are going the other way and it's a layup. I'm like, what are you even doing? And then I guess they figured it out, or Murray bailed them out, but ended up holding on. 2 separate times in the game, the Nuggets had a double-digit lead. Once the game was over, the Lakers cut it to about 3 or 5, and then the Nuggets went on a massive run right after that, and the game was over. But that happened twice, and that's a bit concerning for Denver moving forward, because you shouldn't have to sweat out that victory in the series when you're up 18 in about 2 separate occasions in a game.
Yeah, that's true, but that's, this has been a playoff. This has been a playoffs of runs, Scott. It's double-digit leads have meant nothing in really either one of these series.
That is true. I'm just saying, if it's one 18-point lead, fine. 2 separate 18-point leads.
Well, I have to admit, I was too busy watching my Detroit Tigers go down to ignominious defeat after holding 1-1 leads in the 8th and 10th inning and that's exactly what the time that second half of that game was going on. So.
I was actually switching off between the Lakers game and the WNBA Storm game, because I got the Storm to win the title at 12-1. So I was watching some of that game. Storm won by a buzzer beater, so that was fun.
Excellent.
But
All right, well, let's talk about tonight.
one quick question before we get into today's game. Sorry, just one brief rhetorical question that you can answer if you want. How does
Okay.
Anthony Davis play 43 minutes and have 2 rebounds? I have to ask. Do you have any idea?
No, it does make you wonder. And I had not seen that stat. I had not combed over the stat line.
Anthony Davis had 27 points, which is a normal. He was 9 for 17 from the floor. Kind of surprising he only made 9 shots, but still. 27 points.
For him. He'd been in the 30s, I think, every game.
Yeah, but he had 0 blocks and 2 rebounds. Now, I'm saying 27 is fine. I'm just saying he only made 9 shots, which is just surprising. But
right. No, I get it.
Yeah, he only had 2 rebounds.
I was looking. So they were out rebounded by 14. That's what I was looking at. I wanted to see. They had 21 rebounds.
He played 43 minutes. How do you only grab two rebounds?
Nobody grabbed any rebounds except for LeBron.
Yeah, LeBron had 10, and the second highest was 4 by Danny Green.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
I don't know. I mean, the Nuggets also got a huge boost from offensively from Grant, who had 26 points. He was great. But still, though, somebody's got to grab a board. I mean, that's really bad. Anthony Davis, I know that you're guarding Jokic in the perimeter a bit more. Either way, you got to get at least, I'd say, around 8 rebounds minimum. You're about 7 feet tall, and you're one of the most athletic people in the league. Get a board.
I don't know. I don't know if it was a positioning thing, if it was a defense they were playing, or they were trying something. I don't know why he wasn't in position for rebounds.
People grouped Anthony Davis with McGee and with Dwight on Twitter, saying, "Oh, they combined for 4 rebounds." And I'm saying, yeah, McGee only played 8 minutes, and Howard only played 14 minutes. Davis played 43. Grab a board.
I will say, Scott, in the first half, I watched Jokic yank a lot of 50-50 rebounds away from the Lakers. He was
and he also made a bunch of fadeaways in AD's face.
Yeah, he was a monster underneath. Although, he at the end of the day, he had just 22, which was kind of low for him. But yeah, Grant was really the difference in this one, as he poured in 26, including going to the line 12 times. So.
Yeah. So anyway, that was just a brief comment about Anthony Davis. I have to mention that he only had 2 rebounds in 43 minutes. That's insane.
Okay. Yeah, and that's great to bring up, something to look at going forward, because that had not been an issue up until yesterday. So, good times. All right. So you ready to take a look at tonight?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So we have got of course, the Heat and the Boston Celtics going at it in game number 4.
I feel like they haven't played in like 4 days for some reason. I'm not sure why, but
they've been off since Saturday, man. That's
such a ridiculous move in the schedule, but okay. Sure.
Good work if you can get it. As is often happens, the Celtics are 3-point favorites here. The Heat are plus 140 on the money line. If you wanted to take them to win straight up, 211.5 is the number. Scott, you want to go first? What do you got?
So for me, I did a play the day video on a look at lines in the NFL, so I can talk about this game freely. Okay. I'm going to lean to Boston here. I know that Boston ended up performing extremely well in Game 3 in a game they needed to have, and you can make the argument that the Heat just simply had an off game, and they'll get back to their normal ways. I do think the Gordon Hayward return means a lot to this Boston team, especially since we've been roasting their team depth for the last couple of weeks.
Right.
Hayward definitely provides a nice spark, whether it's off the bench, whether it comes out in the starting lineup, mostly off the bench, but also whether or not he just provides an experience factor for this team. And I know that they have a lot of youngsters who have made some runs before, but Hayward's been in big situations. He knows what to do. He's also been under Brad Stevens for a long period of time. He's a very nice boost to have. And I feel like even though he might not have scored them any points in Game 3, I can only imagine the emotional aspect that he provided a spark for Game 3. So for me, Boston ended up blowing a massive double-digit lead in Game 1. Game 2, they blew a massive double-digit lead. And then Game 3, they actually held on to their massive double-digit lead. So Boston's been ahead at some point by a decent amount in every single game in the series. And I'm going to take Boston because I do think that Hayward provides them a little bit of an extra firepower that they needed in order to get past Miami. I'm saying they're going to win the series, not necessarily, but I do think that Hayward is going to help them out a lot, and I think that 3 is a little bit too low of a spread for a team that's been up double digits in each of the first 3 games.
Yeah, my question is, apparently the odds makers have decided Hayward means absolutely nothing to this team. The second game, Boston was a 3-point favorite. Last game, they were a 3.5-point favorite, and we're right back down to a 3-point favorite again. I find that line a little questionable, Scott. I think that Hayward makes a difference to this team, and I think that line should be closer to, I don't know, 4.5. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think 4.5 sounds right. I know that Miami, they're expecting to make some serious adjustments after all the time off, etc. But all the time off could also benefit Hayward because of the fact that he admitted after the game in his first action in months that he felt sore, his legs were bothering him, but he was going to play anyway. Now he has an extra couple of days to rest up that he might not have had normally. I think that should help him out, especially considering the fact that he played 31 minutes off the bench. He had 6 points, but he had 5 rebounds, 4 assists, so he definitely played a factor. And I think that that Tatum's going to play well, as he normally does. Kemba's been streaky, but he's been better over the last couple of games. Marcus Smart's been streaky, but he's going to give you a ton of effort. And Brown's been very good as well. I think the main issue I have with Miami is the fact that even though they have a well-rounded attack, it's just a matter of they don't really have one guy who's going to step up and carry this team. Occasionally, you have Jimmy Butler. He's been kind of quiet in the last couple of games. Adebayo was great in the last game, but Dragic only had 11 points. He was off. He had 2 for 10. I know Harrow was great off the bench, but Boston knows at the end of games we're going to be using either Kemba or Tatum. And for Miami, I know you're leaning on Jimmy Butler, but do they really have a second guy that you can rely on in these clutch? I know you can make the argument that they have a bunch of guys who have proven it on several times, but it's about from a coaching perspective, who do you draw up a play for? You have Jimmy Butler and everybody else, right?
Yeah,
I know Dragic is very good, but still, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Dragic seems to be very streaky, at least in this series. And, Butler, the bottom line is these guys cannot win with Dragic going for 11 and Butler going for 17.
Dragic needs to go for pretty much 20-plus in every game, and Butler needs to probably go for 20-plus as well.
Yeah, you're going to need more than 28 points out of the two of those guys. And, that's the other thing that Hayward does. He does a couple of things. He really helps facilitate this offense. I think he calms down the offense and allows it to run a little smoother.
He's not an awful defender. He's not that bad defensively.
No, he's a good wing defender, Scott, and it gives him another guy on the wing to get in the face of these 3-point shooters. So anytime you can get a guy that is going to help eliminate a team's strength, which I think Miami's strength is shooting 3-pointers. I think that's a good thing. Having said that, both of these offenses have been pretty efficient, Scott. I do like the over in this game. 211.5. There's been 2 overs. There's been 1 push. I do like the way these teams are playing. They're scoring. Like I said, they're taking good care of the basketball. They're scoring very efficiently. I like the over. You have thoughts on the total?
I'm going to lean to the over as well. I am aware that both these teams have the ability to clamp down defensively at any time. I know game 1 did go to overtime, so you have to factor that in terms of the over-under stuff. But for the sake of this game, it's a long layoff. I think both teams will make some adjustments offensively. I do expect Dragic to play better. I think that this game will be very close. You should see free throws at the end of the game as well. Yeah, at the end of the day, I'm going to lean to the over because I do think that even though Hayward is an underrated defender, I think offensively he definitely makes Boston more dangerous, which should allow for more points. So I think that both teams should probably get into the high hundreds, maybe low 110s. I agree. I think that this game, if I really had to guess a score, I'm going to say like 110, 105, give or take. Something like that.
215 to 218 sounds about right to me. I think, Hayward, like I said, had just 6, although during the season he was our 4th leading scorer. He averaged about 17 points a game.
Yeah, at any point, Hayward can go for double digits and you wouldn't be surprised.
Right. That's the thing. I think as he gets stronger and gets more momentum and under his feet, I think that his scoring total is going to increase on this, and his teammates kind of remember that he's there, because they've been playing without him for so long. So, I think 215 feels about right in this one. So I'm gonna play the over in this game as well.
Yep.
All right, bud. Any other final thoughts here before we go?
Yes. One quick question. I know we bring it up almost every day, but I kind of have to. Since the Nuggets have actually won a game in the series,
Mm-hmm.
any thoughts on the NBA Finals odds now? Or anything changed for you, or everything's kind of stayed the same?
No, I think everything is stayed the same. I don't have any. Yeah, I've got to play on the Nuggets at. I think I got it at 13-1. So I don't. Do I feel more confident? No, not really. It's nice to win a game.
I'm kind of just asking, do you think that Denver has a serious shot to win the series? Because I kind of think they do. I think that at the end of the day, that buzzer beater by 80 is going to come back and be too much to overcome for the Nuggets. But because you make the argument that the Nuggets should be up 2-1 right now. But I really think that Denver's got a shot here. And if you look at the actual, am I saying they're going to win the series? No, and I'm still going with the Lakers. But at the end of the day, you're looking at DraftKings or Fox Bet or any of these other sites that you can get. Some of these odds are really, really just.
I've got them at 7-1. Do you have better? You have a better price than that?
Wait, who? The Nuggets?
Yeah, for the series.
I see. Oh, for the series. I haven't looked at the series. I meant for the actual title, but.
12-1 right now.
I see 8-1 for the series on DraftKings. I'm looking at Fox Bet right now, but for the sake of just actual title odds, I see that DraftKings is 18-1. I'm looking for. Sorry,
that's a substantial difference in Bet Online. Bet Online is 12-1.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the championship. I see for the West, the Nuggets are 8-1 as well on Fox Bet. For the actual title, the Nuggets are 14-1 on Fox Bet. Yeah, so you see 14-1 in a couple of places, and then you see 18-1 on DraftKings. And I'm not saying the Nuggets are going to win, but when you're picking up an extra $4 of value, you got to at least consider, putting a sprinkle on it.
You're going to have an extra $6 of value from Bet Online.
What do you think the Nuggets should be priced to win the title? Am I saying they're going to win the title? No, but I'm saying that it's only 2-1. They won yesterday's game. I think the series is going to be close, and I think you make the argument that if the Lakers are their hardest test, if you get to a Game 7, you can easily just hedge Game 7 and then just work it from there.
Well, let's compare it to the Celtics, who are also down two games to one. They're plus 650. I think it's probably closer to that range, Scott. I think maybe.
That's what I thought. I thought it'd be around 8-1.
I was gonna say 8 or 9 should be a little better price.
You're giving me 18. That's kind of nuts.
No, I think you're paying the reverse. You're getting the.
It's the Lakers. It's the Lakers tax.
Right.
Yeah, it's the Lakers tax. I think that the Nuggets are going to lose, and the Lakers are the best team by far. But I think the Lakers being minus 305 is an absolute joke.
Yeah, that's saying okay. So yeah, we talk about this a lot, especially in terms of baseball and playing the underdogs. So if they play this series 19 times, you think the Nuggets only come back and win one time? No, that's ridiculous.
You can make the argument that they should have won 2 of the first 3 games.
Sure, absolutely.
So based on that, yeah, but I don't know how the Lakers are minus 305. That's ridiculous to me.
No, I think 18-1 might be worth a spin. Do you remember what it was before the last night's game?
I do not. I believe it was around 23-1, something like that, give or take.
So that would have been, a substantial play then. But yeah,
well, that was down 2-0. So yeah, but I think
I think Denver wins. God, I don't know, 2 out of 10, 3 out of 10.
Don't get me wrong. If Denver loses the series, don't come at me and say, how could you say this is lost? I'm not saying you should play it. I'm just saying that you have to look at all the numbers and say this number seems off.
No, I'm saying you should play it at 18-1.
No, I know. I'm saying it's not about winning and losing sometimes, which might sound, kind of ridiculous to some bettors out there. But at the end of the day, long term, if you get yourself good numbers, you're going to be in a more profitable situation in the future.
That's it. You put yourself in the right position as often as you can, and it's ultimately the numbers will do what the numbers are going to do.
That's why sometimes even when we give out plays or premiums and stuff like that, and the plays don't necessarily work out, some people will just criticize it and say, oh, the play was terrible, whatever. But if you get a team at minus 3 and they close at minus 5, then win or lose, you got yourself a ton of value because you saved 2 points. Yeah. So it's the same idea, and some people don't fully understand that.
No, it's hard to say this when it comes to sports betting. It's not always about the winning and losing, but
Correct, because I know a lot of people only care about the actual green that they make, but at the end of the day, long term, if you find yourself better odds and better numbers and you beat line moves, then you're going to set yourself up in very profitable situations in the future more times than not.
Yeah, that's the thing. Last night, I'm going to play. Spoiler alert! I'm going to play the Lakers first half team total over every game until they wring the value out of it. Like I said, Lakers did almost everything wrong in the first half yesterday. Still scored 53 points in the first half.
I think a good example is just in general what I've been doing with NFL. I've been giving out plays early in the week because I know the line's going to keep moving. So I try to find value before the line's completely shift and the value's gone.
Yeah.
Same premise.
Yeah, there's you're kind of in a way you're kind of playing with fire there because you don't get to see
I'm aware that you're playing with fire. I'm just saying, assuming that everything works out, the main reason why I do it is because I believe that the line is going to be moving and I'm going to lose value if I wait later in the week.
Yeah, and that's true. The only thing you sometimes get burned with injuries is the injury report doesn't come out. First one doesn't come out until Wednesday.
Yeah, sometimes.
But yeah, you see lines like that and you see inefficiencies in the line, and you absolutely there's times where you should strike on Monday for this weekend's game. So no question about it.
Oh well. So anyway, I think the Nuggets are still being disrespected in the marketplace.
Agreed. So throw all your money down on the Nuggets, and when they lose, make sure that you get mad at us.
Yep, something like
that.
All
right, guys. That's our NBA show for the day. Of course, if you want to find even another opinion, a little deeper dive on the NBA, don't forget to check out winnersandwiners.com. We got some fine handicappers over there writing about the NBA, and deep dives into every game every single day. You guys know the drill. Of course, make sure that you drop us a line, drop us a comment, let us know what you're on for tonight. Are you with us on the? Are you going to play the Heat or the Celtics as well? Are you on the total? Whatever you're on, let us know. And of course, tell your friends, tell your neighbors all about Today in Sports Betting. And for myself, for Scott Reichel, for all of us over here at Winners and Winers, we appreciate you stopping by. Hope all of your tickets cash today. Hope you all stay safe, stay healthy. Thanks again. We'll see you next time on Today in Sports Betting. Take care, everybody.